So this is the OnePlus Nord CE, one of the best selling phones on Amazon and one of the few phones around 20,000 that comes with stockish like Android OS. But should you buy the OnePlus Nord CE, especially after the recent OnePlus fiasco? In case you don't know, OnePlus 9 and OnePlus 9 Pro got removed from Geekbench for cheating on benchmarks. And OnePlus admitted themselves that they are slowing hundreds of apps like Chrome, Twitter to improve battery life. And of course, now that Nord 2 is confirmed, does it make sense to buy OnePlus Nord CE? Well, this is Prateek, you are already watching TechWiser, and I've been using Nord CE for about a month now. So after watching this video, you'll have crystal clear idea of should you buy Nord CE or wait for Nord 2 or just stop buying OnePlus phones altogether. Let's get to the Nord CE full review. So now I'm not going to talk about specs. We did an unboxing for you and you can see the quick specs on the screen right now. This video is all about the experience of using the phone for a month. So what do I like? First up, Nord comes with a 90Hz Full HD AMOLED display. So now people would be disappointed with the lack of 120Hz display, but to me, I have no problems. Unless you're gaming, 90Hz is as good as 120Hz. And surprisingly, this Nord CE is HDR compliant with YouTube as well as Netflix. So if you have an HDR account, you can watch HDR on Netflix on the Nord CE. And here's a small personal experience about the Nord CE display from my end. Listen carefully. I do get mild headaches and eye strain when using displays or smartphones for a long time. Now, in case you guys don't know, AMOLED displays flicker at very low brightness. It's with every single AMOLED phone. Now, earlier, OnePlus used to provide DC dimming in their phones. In case you don't know, DC dimming helps reduce flicker in smartphones by lowering the current to the LED. But this leads to poor display colors. But now, that DC dimming option is removed altogether from Oxygen OS 11. Like, come on. Of course, there's a way now. TechWiser always finds a way. You have to use ADB on Windows and run this command. Here's a before and after at the same brightness level, and you can see after DC dimming, the flickering has stopped or just has improved. So this option is not for everyone, but if you do get headaches while using your phone at night like me, DC dimming is a lifesaver and they should have left it in Oxygen OS 11. Oh, the battery is low. Talking about that, that's the second thing I liked about the OnePlus Nord CE is charging. The charging is the same 30 watt that you get in this segment. However, it charges crazy fast from 0 to 70% in just 30 minutes. It easily lasts a day and I usually get 5 to 6 hours of screen on time in light to medium usage. And another great thing is 4G Plus on this phone. While people complain a lot about one 5G band on OnePlus, we can let that pass by because mid-range phone and 5G is not yet available in India. However, what I like is the Nord CE has really good carrier aggregation. See, other budget phones do support carrier aggregation, but it's only for 2 bands or 2 CA. On the other hand, the Nord CE supports CA for 4 bands or 4 CA. And if you see side by side in a speed test with a phone that has 2 CA, speed is better on Nord CE. Now basically, the Nord CE supports CA on more 4G bands. If you want to know more about CA, 4CA, 2CA, this video right here is a really good explanation. Moving on, the most important thing about this phone is Oxygen OS. And the only reason is being ad-free. You get absolutely no ads either on the wallpaper, lock screen or the search menu, nowhere. And small features like quickly opening an app by long pressing the fingerprint scanner, this is really useful. I use it all the time to quickly open Paytm to pay at a shop. I also like that all OnePlus phones come with NFC. You can just insert your debit card in Google Pay and tap and pay at shops which support that. Really, it helps you don't have to carry your debit or credit card outside. And now, while we are on Oxygen OS, let's talk about what I didn't like on the phone. And these things you don't realize in the first impressions. You have to use the phone as a daily driver for a month. That's why we say buy a phone based on full reviews and not first impressions. And yeah, on that note, you should subscribe to TechWiser as well. It helps us make more full reviews. Now back to what I didn't like. One of the biggest reasons to buy OnePlus Nord CE is Oxygen OS. And you will be sad to know this. Like here, let me show you. Count the time it takes to open the camera app. One more. See the amount of time it takes to switch to dark mode. It looks almost like you didn't touch the button. They have improved it a bit now with a silent update, but it's still slow. And these small things make me feel Oxygen OS isn't optimized for this chip. This problem never came to the original OnePlus Nord. I have used the original OnePlus Nord for more than 6 months. And even normal day-to-day tasks, Nord CE just gets stuck randomly. It's jittery, laggy, everything. One more problem. The camera acted very grainy during WhatsApp or Google Meet calls, but that's been fixed now via a recent software update. All in all, the Oxygen OS on Nord CE is not at all optimized for this chip. Next up is the camera performance. I used the Nord CE for a month and I took a lot of selfies and they were really below average. I make reels as well, sorry. So I use the front camera for the video. And I always saw that other mid-range phones like Redmi Note 10 Pro Max, Mi 11 Lite have way better camera than the Nord CE. Have a look at the samples. It takes good photos of objects like this baby Yoda, plant, buildings, but as soon as you put in HDR scene, it's weird. And even in human portraits, selfies, the color of skin tone and dynamic range is below average. Same is the case with videos. The exposure and color keeps on changing. By the way, how's the mic quality?
And you can have a better idea of how the mic is, and the environment is quite noisy.
And here's an interesting thing which we found out while shooting. See, I've seen this problem common with OnePlus phones. You see the white balance of the camera is pretty messed up. It's showing the white building as pinkish. And now that I switch to the wide angle camera, the white balance gets better. This is a problem that I've seen continuously with OnePlus phones. And here, look at the images side by side and see how messed up the white balance is on the main sensor. Lastly, a small word on the build of this phone. See, I don't mind the polycarbonate back and frame of the phone. It's a clear downgrade from the glass back of the original Nord, but it's okay, I get it. But now, this frame has started detaching from the body. If you see, or rather hear it closely, you can hear the sound. Now, this might be faulty with my unit, but if you have the same problem, replace it immediately. So, to summarize, the good thing about this phone is display, network, and somewhat Oxygen OS. And the downside is poorly customized Oxygen OS, poor build, and below average camera. So, should you buy the Nord CE? Well, after the pros and cons, I would say no for most of the people. There are better options out there. For better camera and software, Samsung A52 is the better option with an almost clean UI. Nord CE at 25,000 is way expensive. But if you want only a OnePlus phone, the Nord 2 is releasing on 22nd July. It is supposed to have a better processor, Dimensity 1200 AI, and hopefully a better camera, and it should start at 32,000. I would say wait for Nord 2 rather than buying Nord CE. But now let's talk about OnePlus. People pay a premium price for OnePlus because of the brand and mainly because of Oxygen OS. But now Oxygen OS has started having issues. Number one, reports came that 9 and 9 Pro have purposely slowing down apps like Chrome, Twitter, etc. Not cool on a flagship device. Second, updates are causing issues with the pop-up camera on the OnePlus 7T. And third, Nord CE, poor optimization. And that's the problem with OnePlus. See, people are not disappointed with the price they are paying. They're disappointed because there are issues with Oxygen OS and updates. And if you keep Oxygen OS aside, whatever OnePlus offers, pretty much any other brand offers it for way less price. If you feel the same, share this video so more people are aware and wiser. I really hope that the Nord 2 is a really good device because it's the first phone after the Oppo and OnePlus merger. I hope the Nord 2 is a good device. On that note, this is Pradeep signing off. Like the video. See you soon.